Have you ever woken up in the quiet of the morning, expecting that familiar spark of energy, only to feel like your body's let you down? For so many men over 60, the absence of those morning erections feels like a silent betrayal, a sign that youth and vitality are slipping away. But let me tell you something that might surprise you. Losing those erections isn't just a part of aging. It's a myth I'm here to shatter. Your body isn't broken. It's simply waiting for you to wake it up. Picture John, a 68-year-old retired teacher from Ohio, a man who spent decades shaping young minds and building a life with his wife, Sarah. Every morning, he used to rise with a sense of purpose, feeling strong and ready to face the day. But over the past year, that changed. Mornings became heavy, and the absence of those natural erections left him quietly worried. He started pulling back from Sarah, avoiding those intimate moments they once cherished, not because he loved her any less, but because he felt like less of himself. John thought it was just age creeping in, stealing his confidence, until he discovered a simple, natural way to reconnect with his body. His story isn't unique, and it's not the end. It's a beginning. And I'm here to show you how. I'm Dr. Hannah Cole, an 85-year-old physician with nearly 50 years of experience helping men and women rediscover their strength and vitality. From my early days in a small Chicago clinic, working late nights with patients who felt defeated, to now, I've had the privilege of guiding thousands of people like John toward solutions that don't just mask symptoms, but restore confidence and connection. My approach blends medical expertise with practical, real-world wisdom, grounded in science and shaped by the stories of men and women who refused to let age define them. Today, I'm excited to share a powerful path forward for any man who's felt that morning spark fade. We're going to explore 3 specific pressure points on your body that can naturally wake up your manhood. 5 daily habits to keep your vitality strong. And the foods and drinks that fuel your sexual health, all backed by science and brought to life through the stories of men who've transformed their mornings and their lives. We'll tackle the frustration of fading erections, the fear of losing intimacy with your partner, and the confusion about what's safe and effective for your body after 60. You'll discover a surprising technique using your pubic bone, a simple towel exercise that works wonders, and a morning drink that can boost blood flow in just hours. If you've ever felt embarrassed or alone in this struggle, let me assure you, you're not alone. Millions of men share this quiet worry, and there's real hope waiting for you. What's one thing you wish you could change about your mornings? Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story. And if John's experience resonates with you, type 1 in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a single tip. Before we dive into the details, let's start with a mindset shift that sets the stage for transformation. Because your body isn't broken, it's just waiting for you to flip the switch. What if the problem isn't that your body's broken, but that it's simply gone quiet, waiting for you to wake it up? So many men over 60 feel that sinking sense of disappointment when morning erections fade. And it's easy to believe that's just what happens with age. I'm here to tell you that's not the whole story. Your body is still capable of vitality, strength, and connection. It's just waiting for the right signals to come alive again. Let's talk about how to flip that switch and bring your mornings back to life. For years, I've watched men walk into my clinic with the same quiet worry. They're convinced that fading erections mean their body is failing them, that age has drawn a line they can't cross. But science paints a different picture. Morning erections, or what doctors call nocturnal penile tumescence, aren't some mysterious gift of youth that vanishes forever. They're driven by a beautiful symphony of healthy blood flow, nerve signals, and testosterone working together in your body. A 2016 study in the Journal of Sexual Medicine found that 70% of men over 60 when maintain regular erections with the right habits. That's right, your body hasn't given up. It's not broken. It's just waiting for you to reconnect with it, to send the signals it needs to thrive. Think of your body like a light switch. It's not that the bulb is burned out or the wiring's gone bad. It's just that no one's flipped the switch on. Life gets in the way. Stress, fatigue, and even the weight of unspoken shame can dim that signal, making it harder for your body to respond the way it once did. The good news, you can flip that switch with gentle, intentional actions. It starts with your mindset, with letting go of the idea that something's wrong with you and embracing the truth that your body is ready to respond when you meet it with care. Let me tell you about David, a 65-year-old carpenter from Texas who walked into my office a few years ago. David was the kind of man who could build anything with his hands, sturdy tables, intricate cabinets, you name it. But when it came to his own body, he felt like he was falling apart. For months, he'd been waking up without those morning erections he used to take for granted. It wasn't just the physical change that hit him hard, it was the shame. He started avoiding intimacy with his wife, Linda, not because he didn't love her, but because he was terrified of failing her. He'd lie awake at night, wondering if this was just what life looked like now. "Dr. Cole," he told me, his voice low. "I feel like I'm done, like I'm not the man I used to be." My heart went out to him, because I've heard those words from so many men. Carrying that quiet burden alone, I sat David down and explained that his body wasn't broken, it was just asleep, waiting for him to wake it up. The first step wasn't a pill or a procedure, it was a shift in how he saw himself. Stress and shame were like static, blocking the nerve signals from his brain to his pelvic area. I taught him 2 simple practices to start rebuilding that connection. First, deep breathing 4 seconds in through the nose, 4 seconds holding, and 4 seconds out. This isn't just about calming your mind, it's about sending oxygen to your blood vessels, waking up the nerves that carry signals to your pelvis. Second, I asked him to try light self-touch, like gently patting his arms or legs for a minute each day, as a way to reconnect with his body. It sounds simple, but it's powerful. These actions help rebuild neural pathways, reminding your body that it's still capable of responding. I also encouraged David to speak kindly to himself, to replace thoughts like "I'm failing" with "I'm still strong." Patience, I told him, was the key your body responds when you treat it with kindness and consistency. David was skeptical at first. He'd spent months believing his body had betrayed him, and the idea of breathing and gentle touch seemed almost too simple. But he promised to try. Every morning, he'd sit quietly for 5 minutes, breathing deeply, letting the air fill his belly. He'd pat his arms and legs, whispering to himself, "I'm still here. I'm still strong." At first, nothing changed, but he stuck with it. After 2 weeks, he noticed a shift, a warmth in his body, a sense of lightness he hadn't felt in months. By week 3, he woke up one morning with a faint but unmistakable erection, the kind he hadn't experienced in a long time. It wasn't just the physical change that struck him. It was the confidence that came with it. He started smiling more, reaching for Linda's hand again, feeling like the man he always was. Their marriage, which had grown quiet, began to feel warm and connected again. What surprised David most wasn't a prescription or a fancy treatment. It was that a new way of thinking could make such a difference. By letting go of shame and embracing his body's potential, he flipped that switch. His story shows us that the first step to reclaiming your vitality isn't about forcing your body to perform. It's about believing it still can. It's about approaching yourself with patience, kindness, and the understanding that your strength is still there, waiting to be awakened. This mindset is the foundation for everything that comes next. It's like preparing the soil before planting a seed. Without it, nothing grows. By shifting how you see your body, you're ready to take the next step, activating 3 specific pressure points that can bring your mornings back to life. First, I want to share a technique so simple it surprised even me when I saw its results. Could pressing one spot on your body unlock the energy you thought was gone forever? It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But after nearly 50 years of working with men just like you, I've seen how small, intentional actions can spark incredible changes. Today, I'm going to share 2 powerful pressure points that can help wake up your manhood, bringing back that morning vitality you may have thought was lost. These aren't complicated techniques or expensive treatments. They're gentle, natural ways to reconnect with your body's own systems. Let's dive into the first one and see how it can make a difference for you. The first point is right on your pubic bone, that firm spot just above the base of your penis. This area is like a hidden switch for your sexual energy. It's connected to a network of nerves called the sacral plexus, which acts like a messenger between your reproductive glands and your brain. When you gently stimulate this spot, you're sending a signal to boost testosterone production and improve blood flow to your pelvic area. A 2018 study in urology found that pelvic stimulation like this improved erectile function in 60% of men over 60. That's a powerful number, and it shows how much your body is still capable of when you know how to work with it. The beauty of this technique is its simplicity. It's something you can do in the quiet of your own home. No equipment needed, just a moment of focus and care. Here's how to do it. Find a comfortable seat, maybe in your favorite chair or on the edge of your bed. Place 2 fingers about 1 inch above the base of your penis, right where you feel the solid ridge of your pubic bone. Press lightly, not hard, just enough to feel a gentle connection. Now, take a deep breath through your nose, letting your belly expand, and hold that pressure for 30 seconds. As you exhale, imagine your body waking up, like a warm light spreading through your pelvis. Do this every morning, right after you wake up, and give your body a chance to respond. It's like tapping a sleeping friend on the shoulder, gently coaxing them to come alive. Let me tell you about Thomas, a 71-year-old farmer from Iowa who came to me last year. Thomas was the kind of man who'd spent his life working hard under the open sky, tending crops and caring for his family. But over time, he started feeling disconnected from his body, intimacy with his wife. Mary began to feel like a chore, something he dreaded rather than looked forward to. He'd wake up each morning feeling flat, with none of the natural energy he remembered from years past. "Dr. Cole," he said, his voice heavy with frustration. "I don't know what's wrong with me. I love my wife, but I feel like I'm letting her down. It broke my heart to hear the shame in his words, because I knew Thomas wasn't alone. Countless men carry that same quiet worry. I taught Thomas the pubic bone technique, explaining how it could help his body rediscover its own strength. He was hesitant at first, wondering if something so simple could really make a difference. But he gave it a try, sitting quietly each morning, pressing that spot and breathing deeply. Within just a few days, he noticed a warmth in his pelvis, like a spark that had been dormant for too long. By the second week, Thomas woke up one morning to something he hadn't felt in months: a stronger, more confident erection. It wasn't just the physical change that lit him up. It was the way his whole demeanor shifted. Mary noticed it too, telling him how his renewed energy made their evenings together feel alive again, filled with laughter and closeness they hadn't shared in a while. What surprised Thomas most was that he didn't need a single prescription, just a few moments of care each day to reclaim his confidence. Now, let's move to the second pressure point, a spot that's often overlooked but incredibly powerful. It's called CV1, or conception vessel 1, and it's located right between your anus and scrotum, in the perineum. Think of this area as a valve that controls blood flow to your pelvic region. When it's tense, it's like a kinked hose, restricting circulation and making it harder for your body to respond. But when you relax this spot, it's like unkinking that hose, letting blood flow freely again. A 2020 study in the Journal of Andrology showed that relaxing the CV1 point boosts nitric oxide, a molecule that opens up blood vessels, improving erections in 55% of men over 60. This isn't some mystical trick. It's your body's natural wiring, ready to work when you give it the right attention. Here's how to activate this point. Grab a small towel and roll it into a tight cylinder, about the size of a soda can. Sit on a firm surface, like a chair or the edge of your bed, and place the rolled towel under your perineum, right between your anus and scrotum. Adjust it so it feels comfortable, not painful. Now, take deep breaths through your nose, letting your belly rise and fall, and sit there for 5 minutes each day. As you breathe, imagine the tension in that area melting away, like ice softening under warm sunlight. This simple exercise helps your pelvic muscles relax, opening up blood flow and sending a signal to your body that it's time to wake up. These 2 points, your pubic bone and CV1, work together like a team, gently nudging your body's natural systems back into action. They're not about forcing anything. They're about listening to your body and giving it the care it craves. Let's move to another point that surprised even my patients, one that can take this foundation and build on it even further. What if the key to brighter, more confident mornings was hiding in a place as ordinary as your thighs? It might sound surprising, but after decades of helping men rediscover their vitality, I've learned that some of the most powerful solutions are often the simplest. Today, we're going to continue exploring how to wake up your body's natural energy, focusing on a spot that's often overlooked but can make a world of difference. Let's dive into a story that shows just how transformative this can be. And then I'll share a technique that's easy to do and backed by science. Let's pick up with Earl, a 68-year-old mechanic from Florida who came to me feeling like a shadow of the man he once was. Earl had spent his life fixing cars, his hands steady and sure, but something had changed in recent years. He started noticing a troubling numbness in his pelvic area, a sensation that made intimacy with his partner, Diane, feel distant and disconnected. It wasn't just physical. Earl felt like he was losing a part of himself, the part that made him feel strong and close to the woman he loved. He'd lie in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering if this was just what getting older meant. "Dr. Cole," he told me. His voice quiet but heavy with emotion. "I want to be there for Diane, but it's like my body's not listening anymore." His words carried the weight of so many men who feel that quiet drift, unsure if they can ever bridge the gap. I'd already taught Earl the CV1 towel exercise, where he sat on a rolled towel for 5 minutes each day, breathing deeply to relax the perineum and boost blood flow. He was amazed at how quickly it worked within a week. He felt a warmth return to his pelvic area, like a river starting to flow again after being dammed up. By combining this with the pubic bone technique, gently pressing that spot above the penis base, Earl started waking up with morning erections after just 10 days. It was a game changer. Diane noticed the difference too, not just in their intimate moments, but in the way Earl carried himself more confident, more present. That simple towel, something he had lying around the house, became his secret weapon, a small tool that helped him reclaim a piece of his vitality. But Earl's journey didn't stop there. I introduced him to the third pressure point, one that took his progress to a new level, the inner thighs. This area is home to the femoral artery, a major highway that carries blood directly to your pelvic region and penis. When tension builds up in your inner thighs, whether from sitting too long, stress, or years of wear and tear, it's like a traffic jam on that highway, slowing down circulation and weakening your body's ability to respond. A 2019 study in vascular health and risk management showed that tension in this area can reduce erectile strength, but gentle stimulation can boost blood flow by up to 40%. That's a remarkable difference, and it comes from a technique you can do in just a couple of minutes a day. No special equipment needed. Here's how to do it. Find a quiet moment, either sitting on a chair or lying down on your bed. Place both hands on your inner thighs, about 2 inches below your groin, where you can feel the soft tissue just above the crease. Using your fingers, gently massage in small circles, applying light pressure. Think of it like kneading dough, soft and steady. As you massage, take a deep breath through your nose. Hold it for 5 seconds, then exhale slowly. Repeat this cycle 5 times, spending about 2 minutes total on the massage. You're looking for any spots that feel tight or tender, and when you find them, pause and press gently, letting the tension ease as you breathe. Do this every day, ideally in the morning or evening, and imagine that highway clearing, blood flowing freely to where it's needed most. When Earl added this inner thigh massage to his routine, the results were striking. Within 2 weeks, he noticed sensation returning to his pelvic area, a tingling warmth that made him feel alive again. His morning erections became more consistent, and he described it as feeling like a younger man, ready to take on the day. But it wasn't just about the physical change. Earl's confidence grew, and so did his connection with Diane. They started taking evening walks together, holding hands, laughing like they hadn't in years. What surprised Earl most was how such a simple act massaging his thighs for a couple of minutes could rebuild so much of his vitality. It was like unlocking a door he didn't even know was there, letting energy and strength flow back into his life. These 3 pressure points, pubic bone, CV1, and inner thighs, are like a map to rediscovering your body's natural rhythm. They work together, gently coaxing your nerves and blood vessels to do what they were always meant to do: But to make these changes last, you need more than just techniques. You need habits that keep your body strong and responsive. Now, let's build on this foundation with 5 habits that can amplify your results and keep your mornings vibrant. Small habits can spark big changes, can't they? It's amazing how the simplest daily choices, done with intention, can breathe new life into your mornings and your sense of vitality. After helping thousands of men rediscover their strength, I've seen firsthand how a few consistent practices can make your body feel alive again. Today, I want to share 3 habits that are easy to weave into your routine, each one backed by science and designed to support your sexual health in a gentle, natural way. These aren't about overhauling your life. They're about small, purposeful steps that build momentum and bring back that spark you may have thought was fading. Let's start with something as fundamental as breathing. You might be thinking, Dr. Cole, I breathe all day. How's that going to help? But there's a specific way to breathe that can do wonders for your body, especially for your pelvic circulation. Deep nasal breathing, where you inhale through your nose, boosts nitric oxide production by 15%, according to a 2021 study in nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is like a key that unlocks your blood vessels, letting them relax and open up so blood can flow freely to your pelvic area. This isn't just about feeling calm, it's about giving your body the oxygen it needs to support strong, natural erections. Here's how to do it every morning. Find a quiet moment, maybe while you're still in bed or sitting with your coffee. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, letting your belly rise like a balloon. Hold that breath for 4 seconds, then exhale slowly for 6 seconds, feeling your body soften. Repeat this for 10 breaths, just a couple of minutes total. Picture each breath sending energy to your core, waking up those vessels and nerves that have been quiet for too long. Next, let's talk about a habit so simple it's almost overlooked: drinking warm water first thing in the morning. After a night of sleep, your blood can get a little sluggish, like a river moving slowly in the early hours. Warm water helps thin it out, reducing blood viscosity and improving flow by 20%. As shown in a 2017 study in Circulation, this hydration primes your blood vessels, making it easier for them to carry oxygen and nutrients where they're needed most, including your pelvic region. It's like giving your body a gentle nudge to start the day strong. The practice is straightforward before you reach for your coffee or breakfast. Pour 8 to 12 ounces of warm water. Not hot, just comfortably warm. Sip it slowly, letting it settle in your stomach. Make it a ritual, maybe while looking out the window or thinking about the day ahead. This small act sets the stage for better circulation all day long, supporting the vitality you're working to reclaim. The third habit is about saying no to something that might be holding you back: sugar. I know how tempting those sugary cereals or pastries can be, especially in the morning when you're craving a quick pick-me-up. But excess sugar causes inflammation in your body, which damages the delicate lining of your blood vessels, making it harder for blood to flow freely. A 2020 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that cutting back on sugar improved erectile function in 50% of men over 60. That's a huge impact from a single change. You don't have to give up sweets entirely, just aim to keep added sugars under 25 grams a day. Instead of a sugary breakfast, try whole grains like oatmeal or fresh fruit like berries. If you're used to sweet coffee, swap in a natural sweetener like a touch of honey. It's about making smarter choices that let your blood vessels heal and your body thrive. Let me tell you about Robert, a 66-year-old accountant from California who came to him feeling like he was stuck in a fog. Robert was the kind of man who prided himself on his sharp mind, always balancing budgets and planning for the future. But lately, he felt sluggish, like his energy was draining away before the day even started. Worse, he was growing distant from his wife, Ellen, avoiding those quiet moments of closeness because he felt his body wasn't responding the way it used to. "I'm just tired all the time," he told me, his eyes carrying a mix of frustration and sadness. "I want to be there for Ellen, but I don't know how to get my spark back." I knew Robert's story wasn't just about physical changes, it was about feeling like he was losing a part of who he was. I started Robert with these 3 habits: deep nasal breathing, warm water, and cutting back on sugar. He began each morning with 10 slow, deep breaths, focusing on filling his belly and letting go of tension. He swapped his usual sugary coffee for a glass of warm water, sipping it slowly while planning his day. And he traded his morning donuts for oatmeal topped with fresh blueberries, keeping his sugar intake low. At first, he wasn't sure these small changes would matter, but after 10 days, Robert felt lighter, like a weight had lifted from his body. He woke up one morning with a faint but unmistakable erection, the kind that brought a smile to his face. Ellen noticed the change too, commenting on how Robert seemed warmer, more engaged. Those simple swaps: breathing, water, and smarter food choices transformed his mornings, giving him back a sense of energy and connection he thought was gone. What surprised Robert most was how these small habits, done consistently, could make such a big difference. It wasn't about drastic changes or forcing his body to perform, it was about giving it the gentle support it needed to shine. These 3 habits are like the foundation of a house, strong and steady, ready to support everything else you're doing. Let's explore 2 more habits that can seal the deal, keeping your vitality growing stronger every day. 2 final habits can make your mornings feel alive again, like you're stepping into the day with a renewed sense of strength and possibility. I've seen so many men transform their lives with small, intentional choices. And these next 2 habits are like the finishing touches on a masterpiece. They're simple, they fit into your life, and they work with your body's natural rhythms to keep your vitality strong. Let's dive into these practices and explore how they can deepen the connection to your energy, your confidence, and the people you love. The first habit is something as natural as taking a walk. But with a specific twist, a light stroll after dinner. You might already enjoy a walk now and then, but timing it right after your evening meal can make a big difference. When you move your body gently after eating, you're helping your veins pump blood back to your heart, a process called venous return. A 2018 study in the Journal of Vascular Research found that just 15 minutes of walking after dinner can boost this process by 30%, sending oxygen-rich blood to your pelvic region and supporting the kind of circulation that fuels strong erections. It's like giving your body a gentle nudge to keep the rivers flowing smoothly, especially to the areas that matter most for your vitality. This isn't about running a marathon or pushing yourself hard. It's about a slow, easy pace that feels good and keeps your energy steady. Here's how to make it work. After dinner, lace up your most comfortable shoes and head out for a 15 to 20-minute walk. Keep it leisurely, like you're savoring the evening air. If you can, bring your partner along. Holding hands or chatting as you walk can make it a moment of connection, not just exercise. Picture the sunset, the soft crunch of leaves underfoot, or the quiet hum of your neighborhood. If you're not up for going outside, you can even walk in place in your living room, maybe while watching your favorite show. The key is to move gently, letting your body ease into motion and your blood flow freely. This simple habit doesn't just help your circulation, it lifts your mood and sets you up for a restful night, which is so important for waking up strong in the morning. The second habit is about treating your body with kindness through gentle self-touch. This might sound a little unusual at first, but hear me out. Your body is more than just a machine. It's a partner that responds to care and attention. When you touch your body with respect, like patting your arms or legs, you're strengthening neural connections that carry signals for arousal and energy. A 2019 study in Neuroscience Letters showed that light touch, done mindfully, can enhance these pathways, helping your brain and body communicate better. It's like sending a message to your nervous system that says, "I'm here, and I value you." This practice isn't about forcing anything. It's about building a positive relationship with your body, one that supports your confidence and vitality. Here's how to do it. Set aside 2 minutes each day, maybe in the morning while you're still in bed or in the evening as you wind down. Gently pat your arms, legs, or torso with your hands, using a soft, steady rhythm. As you do, focus on gratitude for your body. Think about all it's carried you through, from long days at work to moments of joy with your family. You might say to yourself, "Thank you for being strong," or simply feel a sense of appreciation. It's like giving your body a warm handshake, reminding it that it's still capable of so much. This small act of care can feel surprisingly powerful, helping you feel more connected to yourself and ready to embrace intimacy with confidence. Let's return to Robert, the 66-year-old accountant from California I mentioned earlier. When he came to me, he was struggling with low energy and a growing distance from his wife, Ellen. He'd already started deep breathing, drinking warm water, and cutting back on sugar, and those changes were helping him feel lighter. But when I introduced these two habits, light walks after dinner and gentle self-touch, his transformation deepened. Robert began taking evening strolls with Ellen, just 15 minutes around their quiet suburban block. They'd talk about their day, share a laugh, or sometimes just walk in comfortable silence. Those walks didn't just help his circulation, they brought him closer to Ellen, making their evenings feel warm and connected again. Then, he added the self-touch practice, spending a couple of minutes each morning patting his arms and legs, quietly thanking his body for its strength. By the 3rd week, Robert felt a deeper connection to himself, like he was rediscovering a part of who he was. His confidence surged, and intimacy with Ellen became effortless again, filled with the ease and joy they'd missed for so long. What surprised Robert most was how these small steps, walking with his wife, touching his body with care, could rebuild his spark in such a profound way. It wasn't about big, dramatic changes. It was about showing up for himself, day after day, with kindness and consistency. These habits are like the glue that holds everything together, making sure the energy you're awakening stays strong and steady. They work hand in hand with the pressure points you've learned, creating a foundation for lasting vitality. Now, let's dive into the foods and drinks that can supercharge this foundation, fueling your body with the nutrients it needs to thrive. Imagine waking up every morning feeling strong, confident, and truly connected to the man you've always been. That's not just a dream, it's a possibility you can start building today. We've covered a lot of ground in this video, and I hope you're feeling a spark of hope. maybe even excitement, about what's possible for you. Let's take a moment to bring it all together and talk about how you can make these changes a part of your life, not just for a day, but for the vibrant future you deserve. Today, I've shared a roadmap to rediscover your vitality. We started with a mindset shift, learning to see your body not as broken, but as asleep, waiting for you to gently wake it up. Then, we explored 3 powerful pressure points your pubic bone, the CV1, chum spot in your perineum, and your inner thighs that work like keys to unlock your body's natural energy. We also talked about 5 simple habits breathing deeply through your nose to boost circulation, sipping warm water to hydrate your blood vessels, cutting back on sugar to reduce inflammation, taking light walks after dinner to keep your blood flowing, and touching your body with respect to strengthen those neural connections. Finally, we looked at foods and drinks like spinach, Greek yogurt, pomegranate, and green tea that fuel your body with the nutrients it needs to thrive. These aren't quick fixes or magic pills, they're practical, science-backed steps that work together to help you feel alive again. Let me tell you about Frank, a 67-year-old retiree from Colorado who came to me feeling like he'd lost a part of himself. For years, Frank had been the heart of his family, always ready with a joke or a helping hand. But when his morning erections started to fade, he felt defeated, like he was letting down his wife, Clara. He began pulling away, avoiding those quiet moments of intimacy that used to bring them so close. "I just don't feel like me anymore," he told me, his voice carrying a weight I've heard from so many men. I guided Frank to combine these techniques, shifting his mindset, using the pressure points, adopting the daily habits, and adding those nutrient-rich foods to his routine. In just 30 days, Frank transformed. He woke up with energy, felt that familiar morning strength return, and rediscovered the joy of intimacy with Clara. "I feel like the man I was meant to be," he said, his eyes bright with pride. Frank's story isn't just about physical changes, it's about reclaiming the confidence and connection that make life rich. Here's the truth, your power isn't gone. It's waiting for you, ready to be awakened with small, consistent steps. These techniques aren't about curing a disease, they're about reconnecting with the strength that's still inside you. You don't need to overhaul your life or chase perfection. Start small, maybe tomorrow. Try one pressure point, like pressing your pubic bone for 30 seconds, or take a few deep breaths to start your day. Stick with it, and in 2 to 4 weeks, you'll start to feel the difference, a lightness, a warmth, a sense of possibility. Consistency is what turns these small actions into lasting change, like drops of water slowly shaping a stone. I want to hear from you. What's one step you'll try today? Drop it in the comments below, and let's inspire each other. If this video spoke to you, hit the like button so more men can find this hope. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more practical health tips. And share this with a friend who might need a little encouragement. You're not alone in this. You're part of a community of men taking charge of their vitality, one day at a time. You're never too old to feel alive. Your mornings, your confidence, your connection with the people you love, they're all within your reach. I'm Dr. Hannah Cole, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and let's keep this journey going together.